All right, let's start with this dumpster fire. This barely got me home the other day for my trip to Girdwood. So it's cutting out really bad and not wanting to run and doing its thing. I did unplug the O2 sensor a while back and I plugged it back in to try that, and it's still running like a dumpster fire. So I'm gonna do a quick tune-up on it. I got new plugs, new wires, new cap, new rotor, new air filter. I'm gonna dielectric grease everything I can find, and we'll see if that works. So I will video as much of this as I can, but this is my 1991 Vanagon 2.1 liter water boxer that's giving me grief. Typical Vanagon syndrome stuff. Oh, and the O2 sensor I just literally put in not even a month ago. So anyhow, we'll start and I'll show you what we got. What do you think? Should we go to time lapse? Let's go to time lapse, because that'll probably catch more. And I'm not going to sit here and bore you with me talking. Well, there's the first plug I pulled out. As you can see, it's pretty carboned up. So, good thing I'm changing all these. Hopefully it runs better. Runs a little better, but not a whole lot. Get that one changed. Alright, I got the driver's side all wrapped up. I'm going to change the cap rotor next, but I've always done them one at a time. I still need to do the coil wire real quick. And then that side will be done, and then we'll move on to the other side for plugs and wires. Oh, I got some tools. Not a huge fan of turning wrenches anymore. I mean, I used to do it all the time. I've drove air-cooled Volkswagens for, gosh, I learned to drive a stick shift. I learned to drive in a Volkswagen dune buggy, so my first car was a '69 Volkswagen Beetle. I got lazy, I guess, over the years because I got more reliable vehicles. Not saying I hate turning wrenches, but I like to know what I'm doing. I know how to do basic tune-ups and stuff like that, but this one here, as far as what's causing my engine issues, I don't know. But that plug, as you can see, is not as bad as the others. Definitely smells like gas though, so maybe swapping that out. And I'm also noticing around the hole I always got dirt. I don't know. I don't ever remember having dirt in my air-cooled Volkswagens around the plug hole, but this Vanagon seems to collect dirt right at the plug. This was given a full tune-up right before I got it too. That included all wires, plugs. So these aren't maybe 6 months old that are in it. If I had to vote, yeah, well, yeah, 7 or 8 months. There's that one. I'm gonna shut you off so you don't have to sit here and watch me put this wiring loom on. Here, it takes me forever, but it's on there for a reason. I'm sure it keeps things from getting hot and shorting out and all kinds of fun stuff. So I'll swap that out and save you the misery of having to watch it. Alright, let's break this last plug out of here. I do miss my old air-cooled days, but I live in Alaska, and I can tell you from experience, my '63 double cab did not get around well up here. That was kind of why I opted to go with the syncro. Need to be able to get around in the winter up here if I'm going to do any winter camping. And I know, I hear you two-wheel drive guys. Yeah, that one's pretty disgusting too. I understand you can chain up and all that stuff, but it's just not practical up here having to do it 6 months a year. I can see the occasional weekend excursion, but I live here full time, so this is an everyday thing. I would have much rather paid for a two-wheel drive, I can honestly tell you that. I could have bought a couple syncro or a couple two-wheel drives for what I paid for a syncro. And the parts are a lot more expensive on the syncro, just in case you are wondering. Alright, all 4 spark plugs are done. That was pretty straightforward. Alright, I'll change out the rotor cap here. I'll pull you in here in a second. Yeah, the rotor button has a little wear, a little carbon buildup on it as well, so I'm not sure if you can see all that. But I guess I'm glad I'm changing it all. Could lock that on. Yeah, kind of looks like it's been arcing around in there a little bit. I'll take a little video with my phone, see what you guys all think. That could cause some erratic fire for sure. Alright, let me pull this back off and put the rotor button in it, and it'll be good to go because it'll run a lot better with a rotor. Here's the old versus new. You can see it's got a lot of corrosion on there. Shouldn't, it's only 6 months old. And the cap, it's got a lot of, almost looks like it's been kind of arcing wherever it wanted to. I don't know, you guys let me know what you think in the comments. I'll put this stuff on real quick. If I looked at it, I would have known that was keyed. Yes, doesn't fit in that. Do I have the wrong rotor? Yes, I do. Awesome. Well, we'll note there's a serious size difference there. I guess I'll have to put the old one in for now and go get me a right one. All right, I'm back. I have it cleaned up. I've got a log cleaning tool that I used. It's got impregnated bristles on it. Works real well for cleaning up electrical stuff. All right. Wires are changed. Rotor is changed. Couple more things to do. I'm gonna change the air cleaner. I do have a new air cleaner for it, or a new air filter. I'll put a new air filter on and check all my fluids and put some dielectric grease here and there, and we'll see what happens. The air cleaner's back in, all buttoned down, everything's plugged back in. I'm not gonna plug the O2 sensor in. Every time I do, I have bad luck with that. At least for now. We'll see how it runs now that it's got new sparky sparks. Alright, give me a second here and I'll switch over to the GoPro. Alright, let's see how she starts up. Hopefully my GoPro stays there. Well, seems to be running good again, so we'll go out and give her a test drive on the highway and we'll see how she does. Got my co-pilot. We're gonna go on a test drive, do a quick little spin. It's 40 degrees Fahrenheit here, so it's considerably warmer than it has been. Water wanting on the road. Sorry, my windshield's filthy. That's just part of the fun. Spring in Alaska. I still gotta fix that. Only one of my squirters is squirting. The other one's plugged up with road grunk. Seems to be running good. By this point yesterday, I was already cussing and saying bad words on my way to the hospital, which is 2 miles from my house. It kept cutting out and backfiring, and well, it wasn't really backfiring, it was just chugging really hard like it was missing 2 cylinders. What do you think, Bear? Bear approve? He doesn't care as long as we're going somewhere. Alright, just got back from my test drive. Seems to be back to normal, you know, running good, so maybe I just had bad wire or something. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll just keep driving, and if it does it again, I guess that's not the problem. I don't think it is. I think I've got something electrical that's heating up and shorting out or something. Because I never had any issues with it when I first got it. Gosh, that rust is getting horrible. Yep, gonna be taking care of that here in another couple months before that becomes an issue. Come on, Bear, let's go in the house. One other thing, I still need to get a rotor cap. They did not have one at the parts store, so I'm going to have to order it. If any of you guys ran into these issues I'm having, please feel free to comment. You know, I'm still hunting. I'm in the middle of nowhere, Alaska, basically. There's not a shop within 200 miles of me that has any knowledge on Vanagons. So, yeah, if you guys have ran into the Vanagon syndrome or whatever I'm dealing with, everything's new. I mean, everything, there was $4,000 worth of parts put on at a pretty reputable shop in Seattle before I bought the van, just a couple months before I bought it. And they thought they'd finally cured the issue, but after a couple months of me driving it, the issue reappeared. And so, anyhow, I appreciate any comments, any directions to look. It seems to be running good for now, but we'll find out. You know, I haven't really drove it that far. I only drove it about 10 miles today on a test drive, so Seemed to be running fine though. It's back to the way it was a week ago before I drove to Girdwood. Anyhow, guys, take care. Peace out. Have a great one.